Well, good morning folks, and today you find me in Sourton. That's the Highwayman Inn down there. Sourton is just off the A30, kind of near Oakhampton. Can't miss it really. You certainly can't miss the pub. And we begin opposite the pub in the car park of the village hall, next to the church. And next to the church there is a track, which is the first sort of path for our walk. And as we're walking up here, we'll just do the basics. It's 3.5 miles. Gradient, a steady climb on to Sourton Tors, then easy going. Severity moderate. Open moorland, should not be attempted in poor visibility. And it's 2 hours or 3 hours. And the parking is indeed free. Okay, from the village hall, go up the stony track, passing the church, and over a railway bridge. Continue through a gate and up a broad grassy track. At the corner of the wall, turn right. Continue alongside the wall. Enjoy the views towards the village of Bridestow and the hills of Bodmin Moor beyond. Soon straight ahead, the distinctive conical outline of Bryn Tor with its church on the top appears. Oh, I've got some nice views already. It feels like a proper autumn morning today. And indeed, this is the last one of the first series. And and I have another revision of my muff. Hopefully it works. I spent proper time and research on it, so we'll see. Okay, it does say continue on up through the broad grassy path. But I'm looking for a gate on the right, and there is one there, but it's not on a corner, so might ignore that. And actually, yeah, up there in the distance I can see a wall going off to the right, so I think that's probably more sensible. Well, there's some really unusual, like, they're not tors, but they're sort of little pimples of granite formations up on the ridge there. Okay, we're following the wall. I kind of thought this walk would be incorporating the granite way somewhere, but at the moment we've kind of gone over it. I don't know whether we're going to meet up with it later. Okay, it says just after passing a wooden slatted gate in the wall and crossing a small stream which flows under the wall, bear left up a track. This is a really really quiet and peaceful morning. Just in the distance there's a faint sort of the faint breeze almost of the A30. Can't really hear cars, so it sounds more like wind. Morning. This is a gnarly old wall, isn't it? Look at that. Aha! Right. One wooden fence. One stream. So just after passing that, bear left up a track. Okay, I think this must be it. Okay, this looks like a pretty good sort of path. Well, I can now see Bryn Tor over there in the distance, way in the distance. I kind of thought it'd be nearer than that. That's a pretty nice view though. So there's bare left where the gradient eases. Guess that's in a minute. And where the old viaduct appears in the steep valley below. I bet that's the viaduct you see on the Granite Way. In fact, you go over it down at Bears Lake. There can't be many viaducts over here. Do not stray into the wet ground on the left. Ignore a minor path on the left and continue alongside the steep-sided valley. Hopefully that'll make sense in a minute. I see the viaduct down in the valley below. It might be a bit small for you, but it's there, believe me. Ooh, we're getting a bit of a view now. Well, I'm just going to keep going along the sort of implied path here. I'm not going to go into that bracken. Certainly is a well-used track. There's some hoof prints everywhere. Right, up there on the sort of near the top of this hill, I can see what looks like a minor path up to the left. Which we need to ignore. This is a new one for me, this walk. I've been to Sourton many times. Visited the pub there, the highway one, many times. Thoroughly recommend it if you've never been. Don't be scared of it. Go in there and say hello. They're very friendly and it's very good. But I've never been up on the moor here. Like I say, I've been on the Granite Way, which skirts. In fact, I'm surprised we can't see more of it. Or we can, kind of down there. It's gone over the viaduct and carries on over to Lidford. But this particular moor, never been here. I kind of get the feeling it must eventually meet up with where we were last time, Yes Tour and all that, because we're heading back that way. Taking my jacket off because actually, that's quite a climb. It's getting a bit hot, but the wind is fresh. It really does feel like the sort of the last of the summer wine, as it were. And as I've repeated myself many times, I love the autumn. Just while I'm walking along this ridge, just want to read this. This is really interesting. The track that we follow crosses the Granite Way, on which we will return. Oh, okay, so there we go. This recreational trail can now be followed from Oakhampton to Tavistock, and most of it is on the track bed of the old Southern Railway line, from Plymouth to Exeter and Waterloo. This is the really interesting bit. Later, we passed the remains of one of Dartmoor's more unusual industries, the Sourton Ice Works. Dates from 1875 and lasted about 10 years. The idea was that on the bleak north-facing slope of the Sourton Tors, a series of rectangular ponds were constructed. Water from a spring filled the ponds, then the bitter winter weather froze this to solid ice, which was then cut into blocks and stored in specially built trenches. The ice was transported to Plymouth by horse and cart, or by rail from Bridestow. Ice was much in demand in the fishing industry before the days of mechanical refrigeration. That just blows my mind. One of the main industries here was ice. Who thought that? Well, we've got all this moorland, what should we do? Well, let's make ice cubes. He was a visionary, whoever that was. Blimey. Anyway. Okay, so this is following round to the left, where indeed the gradient has got a lot easier. And there's a couple of other walkers. This is obviously the boundary stone. It says carry straight on which I guess he says we go through a cutting, which I'm tempted to think is that, because that's slightly to the left, that's slightly to the right, so I'll keep on through here. And just over the horizon, yes, Tor has just poked its head. So yeah. Okay, we're going around the edge of this little sort of cutting bit, because it does say that might be easier in the book. Oh great, a herd of cows. Oh, I love cows. Okay, we've got to keep going. Oh, it says it might be easier to walk on the bank on the left. All right, okay, because he said that, I'll do as he says. When we get to a pond, yep, that's why the cows are here. Right, if you feel energetic, it says, you can go left here to go up to Sourton Tor. Should we go over there? However, going half right for just 50 metres, you will find one half of an abandoned apple crusher. Why only one half and why abandoned? Nobody knows. Well, I think we'll do that because, oh, I think that's over there. Oh, the way these cows are looking at me, I might ignore that. Right, from the pond, go half left away from the apple crusher with Sourton Tors on the left. Where the track appears to divide, choose the most central pathway. Well, I reckon these here cows are stood on the most central pathway. So we shall count. Oh, there's one goes down there. Well, this is definitely the biggest. Meldon Reservoir will soon come into view. Past an upright stone on the left. So at some point we're going to see a stone, and that will like, kind of clarify things. Like if it's over there, I should see it from here anyway. Mind you, if that's the apple crusher, half left from the apple crusher would kind of take you down there. I'm going to go in between. Stone. Looks like the army are up here wandering about. Okay, I can see Meldon Reservoir in the distance, past the platoon. No standing stone as yet though. I'm starting to see why they decided to make ice here. Whew. That wind is whipping up this valley. Whoa. The first time ever on a stomp. I might actually put my goat back on in a minute. Okay. I've gone back down into that cutting sort of path. I'm a bit lost, to be honest. I'm looking for a standing stone, I can't see it anywhere. It does say, well, past an upright stone and on the left are the remains of the old iceworks. I'm not seeing this stone, and I can see for quite a way. There's some cows scratching themselves on little stones, but I might have to retrace my steps in a minute if I don't. See, carrying on down there takes us down into a bit of a secluded valley, which isn't where you would want to make ice. There's a lot of tracks all around there. Yeah, we kind of needed to skirt around the bottom of that Sourton Tor thing. So I'm going to go back here, retrace a bit and head kind of with Sourton Tor on my left. Okay, we're back at the cows, and there's Sourton Tor. We're going to cut across here, and we'll say that this is the most central track. Right, so again, we're looking for a standing stone. It's a very romantic landscape. A bit Wuthering Heights. Okay, I can see a very small standing stone. So that's good. We're on the right track. So there's the stone. And just to the left here, just going to have a look. They're like, well, they're trenches, aren't they? Sort of cut into the side of the hill. So if you ever want any ice for your margaritas, this is where you need to come. Yeah, it's not cold enough today, but yeah. Wow. I never knew this was here. I wonder how long these things run. That's quite a few. Geez, it goes all the way down there. A detour will reveal a series of banks and pools and the ruins of a building. Can't see that yet, but oh, that might be down there actually. Probably the packing station. The track descends past two small upright boundary stones towards a stone wall. I can see the stone wall. There's a few boundary stones along the way. Oh yeah. Ooh. I know if I put my coat on, I won't want to take it off again. That's. We're gonna bear it. So there's boundary stones. Oh, I must be honest, I was not expecting it to be this exposed and blustery and windy up here. Oh, this is totally rivaling High Wheel Haze, and yet it must just be a sort of the way the landscape is, because we're not that high. It must just be the valleys and how it kind of filters down through. Where the track crosses a broken down wall with a single gate post. I see that there. There is an option for a shorter route back. Go left and follow the wall for 50 metres. Turn right through a gap. And here, bear left on a wide grassy track. Follow this as it curves around to the right and meets the tarmac track. Go left down the gate beside the cow grid. Turn left onto the cycle path signed Lidford at waypoint 9. For a longer walk, which I think we'll probably do. Continue ahead, keeping close to the wall. On the right to a gate, past a line of trees. On a wide path. Oh, I see the trees. Yeah, right ahead. Which can be muddy in wet weather. Past the second gate and shortly afterwards a third. Alrighty, well, we're going to do that. Oh, right, a bit more sedate now. Kind of out with the worst of that wind. I tell you what, that'll freshen you up in the morning. Nothing like being blasted by freezing cold Dartmoor wind to perk you up. It's funny how, like, from here looking up, you can kind of see some flat ridges, but yeah, you wouldn't know there was an industry there. You can see how these things get forgotten. This one's public bridle path. The West Devon Way. No innovative gate fastenings as yet on this walk. This is weird. Just suppose they did here. Very odd. Wow, look at these trees. You can tell which way the wind blows, can't you? That's public bridle way. There's a gate there, but it doesn't mention anything about turning left. So we're gonna head on. I just noticed actually, looking over there, there is a red flag up. Not on Yes Tour, but I can see one over there. Is that the High Wheel Haze? And I don't know what that is over from there. But so I guess those army guys are off doing something. Oh yes, autumn is here. Look at that. Again, been very lucky with the weather. Oh, but the temperatures are dropping. Okay, here's the third gate. And someone's sock, I think. Oh no, mittens. Anybody knows who owns those mittens? They're there. Go through the gate, done that. A shorter option to reach Meldon Reservoir Dam is to bear right on the signed bridleway, but it is rather rocky and can be muddy. Yeah, just looking at the book, and I think what's going to happen here is you could walk down there and then right, or he's saying you could cut across here, which looks better. Kind of going around the bottom of this hill, looking over there. So yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to cut up here, off-roading. Bit of Ray Mears for you here, look. If ever you're stuck for something to start a fire, they call it old man's beard, I think. That'll do you. Oh, this was a good idea. This is a nice little track. Not only is it a shortcut, it's not that rocky and not that muddy. Certainly done worse on some of these stomps, but it's nice and sheltered. The wind has gone temporarily, but you can hear it blowing over the top. So yes, I approve of this measure. It's funny, a difference just a couple of days makes. Yeah, it really is autumn now. Everything's looking like it's turning to gold and dropping. Now, Gemma will be interested in this, because here, my dear, I think these are slows. Not very many, and you'd have to get there quick, because I think someone's been at them. They are actually looking a bit old and wrinkly. But anyway, maybe next year. Oh, there's more here as well. And yet more. There's quite a few here actually. There's a few, yeah. Oh, you'd probably get, yeah, you get a reasonable batch. I shall tell her about that when I get back. If they're still here by the time you see this video, you know that she decided to pass. All the fur has turned to brown. Oh, it's quite fitting really, isn't it, that this is the end of this first series, and all the plants are going to sleep, winding down, ready for the next heave-ho in spring. Yeah, it's very poetic. Meldon Reservoir is a thing I've heard tale of, but never seen. I've kind of seen the dam, which is at the other side, but yeah, never actually seen the thing. Do you think she sounds angry, or is she saying hello? I don't know. Okay, I think I need to consult the tome. Right, well, I'm going to ignore that gate because he doesn't mention any gates or turn-ins or anything. Ha ha ha. Right, makes sense now. Oh, blimey. Ladies and gentlemen, Meldon Reservoir, which, if you can hear a word of what I'm saying, is right there. Blimey. Ah. Whew. Kind of having thoughts of sitting in a cosy country pub with a crackling fire, dark outside, a nice pint of ale. Oh, yeah, got a few months of that good stuff coming to me. Right, so I'm just heading on down here. You can see that we're now joining up with I guess what would have been the longer path. Hey, there's slows here as well, so you don't need to go all the way up there past the dangerous animals. In fact, these ones don't look too bad. Right, aha, big handle gate. Oh, and some more slows around there. And head on down here. Check this out. Moorland reservoirs have got to be one of the strangest sort of environments to be in, because they're always very peaceful, but, you know, utterly artificial. But yeah, something very otherworldly about them. Yeah, you have been warned. Danger of death. Always. Life is a terminal condition. Oh, well, I can see some people walking up the hill down there. Okay, I'm not good with heights, and I just looked over the side. Yeah, it's made out of metal sticks. I never knew this. I've been across that bridge so many times. I never realised it was made out of Meccano. I might think twice in future. Right, let's head back. Worth seeing. I'm not sure you'd want to spend an afternoon here, but it's not like Sibbyback or places like that. But it could be. Someone put their mind to it. Okay, it says retrace your steps back to the road junction and go straight across to join the former railway track. Turn left, noting the sculpture. I think that's the Granite Way. There are several more on the way back. Yeah. Cross the road to the water treatment works by the cattle grid. It is just over 1 kilometre to Sourton Church. At the church, turn right just before the bridge and back to the car park. So I don't think I need to book anymore, but still got a bit of a walk. Okay, so couldn't put the book away quite yet because we didn't see any of this, so we need to go through here and through this car park. Just a note, there's public toilets there if you want them. Actually no, I don't think we did need to go through the car park. That's the reservoir there. It just kind of looked like you needed to go down through it, but I think we'll just carry on that road. So yeah, I think because we did that shorter little hop across to the dam, I didn't have the benefit of knowing the long way to the dam. So reading back over the instructions for that way, we should come across a junction in a minute, and then all will become clear. Or we'll be retracing back to the dam, we'll see. That's a nifty idea for a sign. Effective. Oh, I think I know where we are. It's always a good feeling. I think this, like opposite this road, is the Granite Way. Retrace, go straight across to join the former railway track. Yeah. Excellent. I now know exactly where we are. Okay, so that way, you can go over that metal bridge and eventually head up to the railway station that we saw in Oakhampton. This way is now basically going to be 2 miles to Sourton, but eventually Lidford, and then you can go on the road a bit, and eventually this cycle route takes you all the way to Plymouth. Well, that's good. This will be a gentle walk now, all the way back. Yeah, just reading the book, actually that's a bit confusing. He says, cross the road to the water treatment works by the cattle grid. Now careful, you just need to cross the road. You are not going to the water treatment works. You can kind of read it two ways. So yeah, basically from here, keep going. Just keep on going until you get to Sourton Church, and then you're there. The book is away. So this what has turned out to be the first series of 20 Dartmoor stomps has been amazing. It's been really, really good fun to do. I've learnt an awful lot about Dartmoor. I've learnt a lot about video editing and microphone muffs and all that stuff. I got ideas for the next series, what I can do. Any comments, any suggestions, do hit that comment box and send them on over, because they are gratefully received. I've got a few other little projects that we're going to be doing over the winter, so there will be stuff to see, but I think, yeah, this is definitely a good time to be ending these walks. You can just feel it in the air. The weather is changing. Doesn't mean you shouldn't come on Dartmoor. It's very dramatic in the winter. However, all the walks might kind of look the same. But yeah, if you've liked this episode, indeed any of it, do like, share, comment. It really does help, it really does matter, and it does give you the motivation to keep on going. Hiya, right. But yeah, this particular walk has been a bit of an eye-opener. I'd never kind of seen or heard anything of that iceworks. That's just astounding. Wonder what else they got up to up here. The reservoir, Meldon Reservoir, again, I'd seen the sign, never been. Kind of seen it from that bridge, but only the dam side of it. The moorland bit is windy. Bring a coat, definitely. It was proper biting up there. You can see why they made ice up there. And there were a few bits there, like that little shortcut If you'd had a lot of rain, you probably would want to avoid that. It did get quite muddy. And also that wide grassy track. That was surprisingly muddy. But on the whole, yes, a moderate walk. Ooh, a mushroom. But the remainder of this walk is literally just this. This is the cycle track. So it's a nice, easy, sheltered walk. It's quite a way, but it's an easy way. There is one thing with walking along this cycle track, as it gets a bit boring. This particular stretch, it just doesn't change. You just head down, stomping along. We there yet? No. Right. But we're just coming up to, is it Bundu, the caravan park? So it's not too far now. So yeah, there's Bundu camping and caravan park up there. If you wanted to come and stay and do a few of these as a holiday, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Okay, just coming into view there's those rock formations right at the beginning of the walk, up on the hill there. Oh, and I guess you can see ridges up on that hill where the ice factory was. Oh yeah, and you can hire bikes here as well for cycling. Right, how are we doing? 3/4 of a mile to Sourton. Excellent. Always thought this was a good idea. Instead of putting a sign up saying slow crossing, they just put a boulder in the way. Slow down or you will hit the rock. But yes, its purpose and these is that we are about to cross that road. If you want, up there, there's a little bench where you can sit and take the air. But right now, my stomach is definitely calling for its lunch. So we're going to crack on. So this is the road you go across. Oh, wow, look at that. The weather's really turned out quite lovely today. Wow, it could almost be 3 weeks ago again. Kingfisher Pond. Ooh. That sign says Lavis Bridge. I don't know what road goes over that. If any, I suppose. Okay, I think I can see the entrance to Sourton. And not before time. I don't know why, but this has been a long, well, couple of miles. And it's felt like a long couple of miles. It's funny, isn't it? Clambering on the moors, all the rocky tracks and everything. And actually the hardest bit is the tarmac. I guess just because there's less to see, and it's just, I could be biased. This is a track I know very, very well, so I guess if you were seeing it all for the first time, it would be a bit more interesting. There is Sourton Church, and I guess this is the bridge that we went over first, going up onto the moor up there. And the car is literally just down here. Splendid. Oh, what's this? You are just 3 minutes from Britain's most unusual inn. Wow. That's kind of the end of this walk, the end of this series. I will see you all in the spring. Ta-ta for now.